Many people know her as Alice Lakwena, but her real name was Alice AUMA. The name AUMA suggests Luo. Yes, she was an Acholi, and in Uganda we have two tribes that are very close to Luo. We have the Acholis, of which she belonged to, and we have the Japathola. She was born in 1956, and she had two childless marriages. She got married, had no child, separated or divorced, then married again, no child, separated or divorced, and went back to her people. Upon going back to her people, she converted to Christianity. After converting to Christianity, on 25th May 1985, she became crazy. She could not talk, she could not hear, she could not do anything. Her father took her to various traditional healers, but they could do nothing. So she went and allegedly stayed in one of the national parks in Uganda for 40 days. Well, whether it is exactly 40 days, whether it was approximately 40 days, or whether the 40 days were carefully placed there to give a Christian meaning, because you find that in the Bible, 40 is mentioned a lot. There is 40 years, 40 days, 40 whatever. And then there is also the repetition of 777, things like that. So, stating that she stayed in the national park for 40 days could be anything. It could be the truth, it could not be the truth. Then, at the end of our 40 days in the national park, that is August 1986, a Holy Spirit called Lakwena entered her. Now, I have to explain the meaning of Lakwena. Lakwena in the Acholi language means Holy Spirit. It is also somebody's name. It is also somebody's name. And the Lakwena, she claimed that a soldier, an Acholi soldier who was working for the Ugandan army, died and his spirit entered her. So Lakwena is also somebody's name. But this time, it is not her name. She was nicknamed Lakwena because she had Lakwena's spirit. For those of you who know Luhya, you know of Musambwa. So Musambwa is Lakwena in her language. But it is also possible for a human being to be called Musambwa in his ID. So she claimed that an Acholi military man who was killed when Museveni was overthrowing President Tito Okello Lutwa. You know, Tito Okello Lutwa was a general, a military general, and he was an Acholi. So when he was overthrown by Museveni, it is claimed that one of the soldiers who was killed during the overthrow was called Lakwena, and his spirit entered Alice AUMA, and that is when Alice AUMA formed the Holy Spirit Movement, HSM. Then he formed that, and it gave Museveni a lot of hard time. But she used to get a lot of financial and moral support from the Kenyan government of Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. If you Google, the Google tells you that she was defeated in November 1987. That is further. There is no lie further than that. What I mean here is, as I've recorded, Alice Lakwena was coming That was November, December, yeah. It was November, because she stayed in the wilderness in West Pokot for 21 days. So it is around, she entered West Pokot around first week of December of 1987. And it was that first week of December, November. Google says that she was defeated in November 87. No, it is in November 1987 when she was to meet Daniel Arap Moi at Busia Primary School. But Museveni heard of it, and Museveni happened to be in Busia at around that time. You can see that from the other recording. Now, when she came, as per the other recording, she left the Holy Spirit movement, and the person who took over and still controls it to today is Joseph Kony. She died in 2007. From 1987 to 2007, those are 20 years. Kony has always been stating that he is either a cousin or a nephew to her. But for the 20 years that she was in Kenya, she always insisted that she is not related to Kony. That for you is Alice Lakwena.